everyone. I am Mohammed Bilal and working as a lecturer at Government College of Technology, Multan. Recently, I am participating in an online training for artificial intelligence, and today I have a task to discuss with ChatGPT for the topic how to make better decision and avoid regret. So let's start with the ChatGPT for the conversation and discussion. Hello, ChatGPT. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I hope you're doing well too. How's your day going so far?
And today I want to discuss with you regarding how to make better, avoid regret.
Absolutely. That's a great topic. We can dive into decision making strategies, weighing pros and cons, and maybe even how to handle any potential regret along the way. Let me know what specific areas you'd like to focus on.
What does it mean to make a better decision in a simple definition?
In a simple sense, making a better decision means choosing the option that aligns best with your goals, values, and the information you have while minimizing potential negative outcomes. It's about being thoughtful and informed and being willing to reflect and adapt if needed.
Why do people often regret their decision?
Yeah, regret often comes from a few different factors. Could be a lack of information at the time of the decision, or maybe emotional biases that cloud judgment. Sometimes it's due to comparing the outcome to an ideal scenario, or to what others have chosen. And sometimes it's just the natural human tendency to second guess ourselves once we see the results.
How can I stay comfortable and easy when I make an important decision?
That's a great question. One way is to focus on gathering as much relevant information as possible before making the decision. Also, giving yourself enough time to reflect and weigh your options can help. It's also helpful to trust your intuition and remember that no decision is perfect. And finally, practicing mindfulness and self compassion can really ease that stress.
What steps should I take before deciding someone a big?
That's a smart approach. A few key steps would be first, clearly define your goals and priorities so you know what you're aiming for. Then gather as much information and insights as you can about your options. After that, weigh the pros and cons and consider the potential outcomes. It's also good to consult with trusted advisors or get different perspectives. And finally, give yourself the space to reflect and then make a decision confidently.
How can I know if my choice is the right one?
That's definitely a common question. One way is to look at how well the choice aligns with your core values and long term goals. You can also consider the level of confidence and peace you feel about the decision. Another helpful approach is to anticipate possible outcomes and how you'd handle them. And of course, it's always valuable to reflect after the fact and learn from the experience, which helps with future decisions as well.
What role does logic play in decision making?
Logic plays a pretty crucial role. It helps by providing a structured way to evaluate options, weigh evidence, and foresee potential outcomes. Logical thinking can help minimize emotional biases and focus on objective criteria. It also helps in breaking down complex decisions into smaller, manageable parts, making it easier to see the best path forward.
How can emotions affect the decisions we make?
Emotions can definitely have a big impact. They can sometimes help us by providing intuition and guiding us toward what feels right. But on the flip side, emotions like fear, anxiety, or excitement can sometimes cloud our judgment or lead us to make impulsive choices. It's all about finding a balance, acknowledging your emotions, but also integrating logical thinking to make well rounded decisions.
Why is it Is it important to learn from the past mistakes?
Learning from past mistakes is super important because it helps us avoid repeating the same errors and improve our decision making over time. It also builds resilience and wisdom, helping us understand what works and what doesn't. By reflecting on our past experiences, we can make more informed, confident choices in the future and ultimately grow both personally and professionally.
How can I balance my heart and mind when choosing?
Balancing heart and mind often involves acknowledging both your emotions and your rational thoughts. One approach is to take time for self reflection, allowing yourself to feel and understand your emotions fully. At the same time, you can use logic and reason to evaluate the situation objectively. It also helps to seek a middle ground, maybe by setting clear priorities and being open to compromise. Over time, practicing mindfulness and self awareness can help you integrate both heart and mind in your decision making.
What question should I ask myself before deciding?
That's a great strategy. Some helpful questions might include one, what are my core goals and values in the situation? Two, what are the potential short term and long term consequences of each option? Three, what information or evidence am I missing that could impact my decision? Four, how does this choice align with my long term vision and purpose? Five, what are the potential risks and how can I mitigate them? Six, how will I feel about this decision in the future and will I have any regrets? Reflecting on these can definitely help guide you toward a more balanced and confident decision.
How can I avoid overthinking when making decisions?
Avoiding overthinking can definitely be a challenge. One approach is to set a reasonable deadline for making your decision so you don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Another helpful tip is to focus on the most important information and trust your intuition. It also helps to break the decision down into smaller steps and celebrate progress along the way. And of course, practicing mindfulness or relaxation techniques can help keep your mind calm and focused.
What are some common decision making traps to avoid?
Absolutely. There are quite a few. For instance, one common trap is confirmation bias, where we only seek out information that supports what we already believe. Another is the sunk cost fallacy, where we continue investing in a decision because of past investments, even if it's no longer beneficial. Overconfidence is another one, where we overestimate our knowledge or abilities. And then there's decision fatigue, where making too many decisions leads to poorer quality choices. Being aware of these traps can help you navigate decisions more effectively.
How can I make quick decisions without regret?
Making quick decisions without regret often comes down to preparation and trust. One approach is to establish clear priorities and values in advance, so you have a solid framework to guide you. Another tip is to trust your intuition and the knowledge you already have, and don't overthink the small details. It also helps to reflect briefly on past experiences to boost your confidence. And finally, give yourself permission to learn and adjust if things don't go perfectly so you can minimize regret over time.
How do confident people make tough decisions and choice?
Confident people often rely on a mix of self awareness and experience. They usually trust their intuition while also grounding their choices in solid information and logic. They tend to be decisive and can handle uncertainty while often making decisions quickly and then committing to them fully. They also learn from past experiences, which helps build that confidence over time. Plus, they're not afraid to adapt and pivot if needed, which helps them navigate tough choices.
What can I do to forgive myself if I make the wrong decision?
Self forgiveness is really important. One way is to practice self compassion, reminding yourself that everyone makes mistakes and that it's part of being human. It can also help to reflect on what you learned from the experience and how you can grow from it. Another useful step is to reframe the situation, focusing on the positives and the growth that came from it rather than just the mistake. And finally, it can be helpful to talk it out with someone you trust, as that can bring perspective and support.
Thank you very much for your time to discuss how to make better decision and avoid regret. I am very thankful to you for your time.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad we could chat about it. If you ever have more questions or want to dive into anything else, just let me know. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. Take care and feel free to